Hello, my name is Raymond Karchevsky, and this is coming to you from my home here in Cave Junction, Oregon. Tonight's subject is the problem with man's law as observed by a living Christ. Now, the problem with man's law and those who follow it and are bound to it are its words, words, words. Words by whom? Directed toward whom? Is not all fantasy when one looks and sees that one man seems to be worth more, to have more power, more wealth than any other man, because of his affinity for words? All words are illusions. They hold the mystical power of all satanic abuse, which is directed toward other men who are less educated, less discriminate, less energetic. They are bound to a herd-like, hypnotic state of consciousness. Is that not the state of the average civilized man or woman in today's society? Words are indeed necessary in order to communicate with one another and resolve technical issues entertained by the mind. But words are also the instruments of man's fall from grace and its basis for the creation of hell on earth. When dualistic illusion substitutes itself for non-dualistic truth, words, the vehicles of such dualistic symbols, concepts, and ideas, are tainted by virtue of their dualistic opposing nature. No matter what one thinks, one creates its opposite, and thus the realm of choice and confusion are born. The spirit of the word is divine, while the letter of the word is satanic. It is that state of dithered satanic confusion where one invites conflict into one's consciousness and remains there until they are able to resolve such conflict through decision, a coming to atonement, a non-dualistic state of holistic perception, or spiritual insight. In other words, a direct perception of what is. That is the realm of truth that has no opposite. This simple message of truth has been with mankind since prior to the beginning of time, for time itself is a man-made concept. Non-dualistic truth has no opposition. Each of us are born into this world imbued with the essence of truth. But we soon lose our way through the prevailing satanic conditioning, which is necessary for man to understand his own true nature. There is only good, only God. What is? Satan is an illusion which rules the world of civilized man and women, all done via the instrument of intellect, and is responsible from the deviation of God's law, which is do no harm, to the present insanity of man's law, with its architected confusion and conflict. All have within them the essence of truth, of God, for they are created in God's essence, his own image, non-dualistic truth. It is by their own consent to the invitations, the temptations of a satanically ruled intellect that they consent to and thereby create their own hellish, dualistic experience on earth. Life on earth is spiritual, a testing ground, a reform school, if you will. One must walk the gauntlet of opposition until they arrive at the moment of truth and awaken to whom they truly are, sons and daughters of God, co-creators of their own lives, fully responsible for the life they momentarily create for themselves. One can see what is happening today with the New World Order, satanic forces that are pulling out all the stops to enslave not one nation, but the world. Lives are being destroyed daily until it becomes accepted as inevitable to the average man or woman, and the sheeple accept it as their fait accompli. The greatest satanic forces lodged against God's children today are governments, religions, and corporate thought. Simple men and women of truth, Christs, have always been amongst us, but they are few and far between. They operate at the spiritual level, the essence of the Word itself. They mostly deal with the ignorant of the world, the slaves, the doubters, the cannon fodder, the zombie-like creatures that take great pride in how much wealth they can produce for their handlers before they exhaust themselves into useless eaters and are only ripe for extinction. I, Raymond Ronald Karczewski, am such a living Christ, such a simple man of truth. My family doesn't get it. My friends don't get it. My business associates didn't get it. And frankly, most of you reading this and listening to this video recording will not get it. Why? Because you lack the ability to step out of the box thinking that you have been programmed into by your educational process, by your family traditions, and your religious traditions that have been placed upon you, imposed upon you, and have ruled you your life from birth. One will never find truth in words alone. They will find truth in the essence of the Word, the spirit behind the Word, never at the letter of the Word itself. Are you capable of such discrimination, such discernment? If not, you will be one who continues to be ruled by stories, by words themselves, and may God have mercy on your soul.